What's going on, guys? It's your boy, the Boxing Lowdown, and I'm back here with another video. Now, as always, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Feel free to drop a comment if you like, and I'll happily get back to you. Now, very happy new year to you all, man. I hope you all had a good night yesterday, whatever you decided to do. Me personally, I just chilled out, man. Was supposed to go out, but didn't end up doing it, and feel great for it. You know what I mean? If I went out, I probably wouldn't be able to put out a video this early, man. So again, very happy new year to you all. Hope you stayed safe, and wishing you all the best for this year, man, whatever it is you're doing. So let's get straight into it, man. These are the 5 fights that I want to see for 2022. Terence Crawford and Errol Spence, number 1. That's going to be my first fight right here. We've been talking about this fight for years now. It's a massive fight, huge in the welterweight division. Number 1 versus number 2, whatever order you want to have it. Both of these guys are unbeaten. Both of these guys are champions. Both of them have got great personalities. Both of them are great in the ring to watch. It would be a fantastic fight and huge for the sport of boxing. We've been saying this for years now. Unfortunately, we have had some sort of setbacks. You know, Errol Spence had that massive setback with the car crash that he suffered back in, what was it now, 2019? Yeah, and then like took a year out, then came back, fought Danny Garcia, looked brilliant doing it. Didn't get to fight in 2021, which was a shame. He then suffered a bad eye injury. So yeah, Errol Spence is coming back this year against Ugas. Looking forward to that. 3 of the 4 welterweight belts will be on the line, so it'll be good to see Errol Spence back in the ring. How much has that taken from him though? You know, all the setbacks that he suffered over the last couple of years. He's a fantastic fighter, like I said, on the pound for pound lists. You know, got great fundamentals, great ability, great punch into the body, great variety. He's strong as well. He likes to dig deep. He's tough, and he's got a lot of heart as well, as we're seeing. I mean, he came over here and defeated Kell Brook in Kell Brook's backyard. Do you know what I mean? Took the title from him. So that takes a lot of guts, man. So yeah, I'm a big fan of Errol Spence. Terence Crawford, he fought once last year against Sean Porter. Very impressive performance, stopping him, retiring Sean Porter ultimately. And, you know, pound for pound, up there in the top 3 at least, according to many. This is a fight that we want to see, man. Him and Spence. We remember when them two literally met in the hallway or wherever it was backstage, when they went at the fights, and then they were going face to face at each other. It was great to see, man. The competitive spirit between them two is what would make this fight unbelievable. And I'm going to give this fight 1 more year. If it doesn't happen this year, then I'm just going to give up on it, and I'm not even going to bother talking about it next year. I feel like this is the year for it to happen. Terence Crawford has left Top Rank now. He's a free agent, so to speak. He's able to openly negotiate now a deal with Errol Spence, who obviously is occupied now that he's fighting in March or April against Ugas, but we've still got the rest of the year. Do you know what I mean? So let's hope that, keep our fingers crossed that this fight can actually happen at the end of the year. I mean, there's a lot of egos, you know, between these two. Terence Crawford doesn't want to take the shorter end of the split. Yeah, it's not really down for me to decide that, but I really want to see these two get it on, man. It's a great fight. 2 unbeaten champions, the top 2 guys in the welterweight division. This is what we want to see, and it's what the fight fans want to see. Fight fans would pay for it. It'll be a massive fight, and we need it. We need it, man. So let's hope that these 2 guys do get their act together, and we do get to see that fight this year. Number 2 of the fights that I want to see for 2022 is Tyson Fury and Dillian Whyte. Now, this is a fight that is pretty much on the verge of being made. There's a lot of bumps along the way for this fight to be made. Recently, the WBC came out and said that Tyson Fury will be able to, you know, have the lion's share of the split, which will be 80% compared to Dillian Whyte's 20%. This might seem unfair to a lot of, you know, Dillian Whyte in particular, but yeah, it's hard for me to say, man. Dillian Whyte has fought a long time to get into this position. He deserves more than 20% for sure. It's just hard for me to really put a spin on it, really, because I mean, this ongoing conflict between Dillian Whyte and the WBC has been ongoing for years. He's actually got a legal arbitration against them, which will be resolved soon, hopefully. But the WBC are not going to do Dillian Whyte any favors, man. And if he's fighting for their title, you could expect them to act this way. And it's a bit of a kick in the teeth, really, because you look at Dillian Whyte and you look at the fact that he's, you know, paid all these mandatories and all these fees for the WBC, and you know what I mean, and like, this is the way how they're treating him. But yeah, it's aside from all the business stuff, this is a fight that I actually want to see. It would be good to see Tyson Fury in the wing with someone other than Deontay Wilder. Dillian Whyte is somebody that he's got history with. They've, you know, worked together a lot over the years. They sparred together. They've been back and forth on social media a lot of time. And it'll be a great homecoming for Tyson Fury. He said he wanted to fight again in the UK. Dillian Whyte is a big popular fighter over here. Let's make it happen. I mean, the AJ fight was supposed to happen last year. That didn't happen. I've kind of given up hope on that now. We'll see how AJ gets on against Usyk first before we go, you know, think about any other potential fights there. But Dillian Whyte and Tyson Fury is one that I want to see. I just really want to see it. I want Dillian Whyte to get his title shot, and I'm looking forward to seeing how that fight does over here in the UK. It will definitely fill out an arena, a big arena, and I'd love to see it. Hopefully it does get made. Two big characters. You know, both of them will come to fight, I believe. Dillian Whyte, he's been waiting for this title shot for so long. Be a massive fight over here in the UK. I want to see that fight. So that's going to be on my list as well. Tyson Fury and Dillian Whyte. Let's hope that that gets made for 2022. Now, number 3 on my list here of the fights that I want to see for 2022 is Beterbiev and Bivol. Honestly, I've spoken about this fight so many times, man, especially recently. Beterbiev looked brilliant against Marcus Brown a couple of weeks ago. Bivol is the WBA champion at light heavyweight. Most look at him as the guy to beat Beterbiev, if anyone will beat him in that division. Bivol is a very good fighter, man, technically brilliant, but we want to see more from him. Well, I want to see more from him anyway. And this fight here with Beterbiev just makes so much sense. Both of these guys are Russian. Both of these guys are undefeated. Both of them are champions. It's a huge unification fight. Why has this not happened yet? Again, this is similar to Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, where they've been circling around each other for years, these two. But the difference is, at least with Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, them two guys are talking it up. With these two guys here, Beterbiev and Bivol, no one's really talking that fight up as it should be. You know what I mean? I'm not really seeing these two guys really talk up a potential fight, and I want to see it. I think a lot of boxing fans are getting to the point now where we're demanding these two to fight. There's not really much left. I mean, well, I say that, but light heavyweight is a great division. But between these two, they're the standout top two, and we want to see one of these two guys. You know, we want to see the real champion out of those two guys, man. So hopefully that gets made for this year. I don't see why it can't get made. Like, I don't think it's going to be difficult to make. I don't think either of the two of them have got huge egos where they're going to be demanding the sort of money that could make or break the fight. Let's get this fight made. Beterbiev is a great fighter. You saw what he did to Alexander Volstik. Bivol is a brilliant fighter as well. Let's see these two get it on, man. You can have it in Russia. Do you know what I mean? Have a huge fight over there. These two guys undefeated, unbeaten. It would be big. Let's get it on. I don't see why that fight hasn't been made. And let's see who the real number 1 light heavyweight is. In my opinion, it is Beterbiev, no doubt about it. But, you know, some people will argue that Bivol is. So let's see these two get it on, man. 2022, Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol. Let's see these two fight. Number 4 on my list of fights that I want to see for 2022 is Javonte Davis and Ryan Garcia, man. Or Javonte Davis against any of the top lightweights. I want to see him fight one of those guys, man. And to be fair to him, that Ryan Garcia fight could have happened last year. I blame Ryan Garcia mainly for that fight not happening. He was calling out Javonte Davis, you know, profusely. He was calling him out after he defeated Luke Campbell, which was a very good win, by the way. The fight with Javonte Davis, man, would have been an exciting one. Two young guys, man. You know, it would have been great for, you know, American boxing as well. It would have done well. Ryan Garcia is a popular name. He was building up his superstardom. Then, you know, we all saw what happened after he defeated Luke Campbell. Hasn't fought since. Do you know what I mean? We need to see him in a fight. We need to see Javonte Davis in a big fight against somebody like Ryan Garcia, man. Not fluctuating the weight divisions, not fighting these obscure names and whoever Leonard Ellaby wants to throw at him. Let's see him in there with Ryan Garcia, man. Let's get that big fight going, and I think it'll be entertaining as well. There'll be a lot of trash talking. You know, both of the promotional teams will be going at it as well. You've got Mayweather on one end, you've got De La Hoya on the other end, and the fight inside the ring will be entertaining as well. Do you know what I mean? Both of these guys are young, explosive, quick. Both of them can punch as well. So yeah, why can't we get these two guys in the ring, man? Will it happen? I'm not holding my breath. I'm really not. But we were close to getting it last year, man, until Ryan Garcia thought he was going to get the Manny Pacquiao fight. That didn't happen. Then he had other fights scheduled for that year. Didn't end up fighting them. So yeah, I don't really know where his head's at right now. I mean, even his own stablemate, Canelo Alvarez, has come out and said that he needs to focus. So yeah, Hopefully he gets his act together this year. Javonte Davis, man, I mean, he's a huge name, and he's got pulling power as well. It's a great fight. I want to see it. Hopefully that gets made for 2022, man. Javonte Davis and Ryan Garcia. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. Number 5 on my list of the fights that I want to see for 2022, George Cambosis against Devin Haney settles the debate really about who is the champion, the WBC champion, should I say, at lightweight, and it also settles the debate as to who's the number 1. You know, Devin Haney, like, I love watching him. I think that he's great for the division. He's the only one really that I'm seeing actively call out everybody and wanting to fight them. Cambosis, brilliant against Teofimo Lopez last year. Fantastic performance, and you know, delivered an upset that not many people believed he would do. He stopped that train of Teofimo Lopez, and yeah, I think I'd love to see him, you know, go to Australia, fight Devin Haney, get that on, man. I think that would be huge over there, and Devin Haney would be up for it as well. I think that he would be down for going over to Australia and fighting him, and it's for undisputed. Whenever you get a fight for undisputed, man, I believe, you know, let's make it happen. You know, I want to see them two guys get it on, and it's a great fight as well. Do you know what I mean? Cambosis, he was the underdog against Teofimo Lopez. Nobody really thought that he would win it, but, you know, he showed tremendous grit in there, knocked Teofimo Lopez down, had to pick himself up off the canvas as well, and, you know, won a 12-round decision deservedly as well. Devin Haney, he had a great year last year, defeating Jojo Diaz, looked great doing it as well. Devin Haney is going up and up and up for me, and this fight here with Cambosis, it really is touch and go as to who you think will win. Will you give it to Cambosis because he's in Australia, or would you give it to Devin Haney because of the talent that he's got and the sort of ceiling hasn't even been reached yet with his potential? Very good fight, man. I'd love to see it. Hopefully it does get made for this year. I think it is feasible. These two guys have been talking quite a bit over social media. They have actually spoke face to face as well, and we get an undisputed champion at lightweight. You know, that's what I want to see. Hopefully it does get made, and it just eradicates all of the confusion which has been going on with the WBC. So yeah, Devin Haney and George Cambosis is the fight. Jake Paul against any particular boxer, man. Throw him in there with just an actual boxer. Whether it's Tommy Fury or whether it's Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., let's get him in there with somebody that actually has boxing experience, man. I want to see how he does against them. I mean, it's all good fighting former NBA players and, you know, former UFC fighters, guys that don't really have a boxing record. But let's see him in there with somebody that can actually box and see where he really can go with this career. Is it something that he's just doing, you know, I mean, he is doing well out of it in terms of commercial value and what he's getting out of the game. I mean, nobody can deny him that. But, you know, there are still a lot of skeptics out there. You know, the hardcore boxing fans hasn't really taken to him. I mean, he's really attracted to casuals. He really is, you know, peeing a lot of people off. And, you know, for me, I've kind of accepted it now. I get what he's doing. And if we are going to see him in there, let's see him in there against a real boxer, man. Let's see how he actually gets on against somebody with an actual boxing record. Not a Tyron Woodley, not a former NBA player. You know what I mean? Let's see him in there with somebody that can actually fight. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Like I said, I mean, he's delivered a great knockout over Tyron Woodley last year. And to be fair to him, Jake Paul, he would have fought an actual boxer if Tommy Fury didn't pull out. So I don't want to take too much away from him. It wasn't his fault. But yeah, hopefully this will be the year where we see him in there against an actual boxer. And then we can decide, you know, like, what's he really going to do? Do you know what I mean? At the moment, he can continue to do this for as long as he wants. Make money against guys in the boxing ring that haven't actually got any boxing experience. I mean, he can do that for as long as he wants, man. But yeah, I'd like to see him in there with a real boxer and then go from there. Let me know your fights as well, man. There are other fights out there that I'm looking forward to seeing next year as well. I want to see Demetrius Andrade in there against a top name. I think he deserves it. He definitely deserves to go in there against one of the champions at 160. Triple G and Murata seem to be unifying, but I want Demetrius Andrade to get a big fight next year, well, this year. And I'm looking forward to Jermell Charlo as well. Him and Castano having a rematch. I definitely want to see that. That's for Undisputed as well. So yeah, I want to see those two fights get made as well. Demetrius Andrade in there with someone. You know, I want to see Jermell Charlo against Castano. I'd love to see Benavidez against Jamal Charlo. So yeah, these are the sort of fights that I want to see for this year, man. But let me know yours in the comment section below. Drop them in there. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch you on the next video.